Somewhere in Japan, a woman is rinsing a tin can before bed. She'll peel the label off, separate the lid, and in the morning drive both to a sorting center where they'll be placed into their correct bins among 45 different categories. It will take a few minutes. She does it every day. In the United States, the average person generates over 100 kilograms of plastic waste a year. Trucks come before sunrise to take it away, and by the time most people are awake, it's already gone to a landfill, an incinerator, or a shipping container bound for somewhere else. The system was designed to make the problem invisible, and for the most part, it works. Japan produces a lot of trash too, but the Japanese never quite accepted that making it disappear was the same thing as solving it. And one small mountain town took that idea further than anywhere else on Earth. Kamikatsu sits in the mountains of Shikoku, Japan's fourth largest island, home to about 1,500 people and steep forested hillsides, and not much else that would put it on a map. For most of its history, Kamikatsu dealt with waste the way most places did. They burned it in open fields, and the smoke went wherever the wind took it, and nobody thought too hard about it. Then people started getting sick. The smoke was carrying dioxins, toxic compounds that form when certain materials burn at low temperatures. And by the early 2000s, it was clear the burning had to stop. A new national law in 2001 effectively forced the issue. Kamikatsu's old incinerator didn't meet the new emissions standards, and the town didn't have the money to build a new one. So they were left with a problem and not many options. A mountain town with no incinerator, no budget for one, and nowhere obvious to send its waste. What they decided next was not the obvious move. Instead of finding another way to make the trash disappear, Kamikatsu decided to stop producing it. In 2003, the town made Japan's first ever municipal zero waste declaration, with a goal of sending nothing to incineration or landfill by 2020. Not less waste, no waste. The Zero Waste Center was built on the site of the old incinerator. Designed by architect Hiroshi Nakamura, the building looks like a question mark from above, and it's named accordingly. Why? Why do we buy things? Why do we throw them away? Why do we keep making things we can't unmake? There are no garbage trucks in Kamikatsu. Residents sort their waste at home, then bring it here themselves, to the center, where they sort it again into the correct bins. The system currently runs to 45 categories. Consider what that means for a single morning. The bottle from last night gets its label peeled off, its cap separated, rinsed out, and each piece placed in a different bin. Paper divides into newspapers, magazines, and cardboard. Glass goes by color. Metal separated into steel, aluminium, aerosol. Every container washed clean of any food residue before it ever leaves the house. Each bin at the center has a sign showing what that material will eventually become, and whether recycling it earns revenue for the town or costs it. Aluminium is profitable. Most plastics are not. Residents can see exactly what their sorting means in practical terms, which turns an abstract environmental gesture into something with legible stakes. Alongside the sorting area is the Kuru Kuru shop, which translates roughly as round and round. It's a free thrift store where residents leave what they no longer need and take what someone else left behind. The floor is made from donated glass chips. In a single month, nearly 500 kilograms of items moved through it, things like furniture, sake glasses, maternity clothes, and toys, rehomed without becoming waste at all. And then there's Hotel Y, which opened in 2020, built from reclaimed doors and windows and local cedar, where guests are given 6 sorting bins for their stay, and soap bars are cut to size at check-in so nothing goes unused. It's become a destination, which is a strange thing to say about a building where you go to think about your garbage, but that's what it is. A system with 45 categories sounds impressive, but systems don't sustain themselves. And Kamikatsu's history is full of people who found the whole thing genuinely difficult at first. When the new sorting rules came in, many residents pushed back. A single plastic water bottle requires you to remove the label, separate the cap, rinse the bottle, and place each component in a different bin. And that's just one object, and you have to do it every time. What made the program hold over 2 decades wasn't the design of the bins. It was something harder to engineer. Kamikatsu's 55 hamlets are spread across forested mountains, and because door-to-door collection would have been too costly to run across that terrain, residents have to bring their waste to the center themselves. That means showing up in person, in a community small enough that everyone more or less knows who everyone else is. Local monitors are there not to police, but to guide, and you learn by watching and being watched, in the way that only happens in places where you can't really be anonymous. And despite initial local resistance in Japanese, there's a known philosophy, mottai nai, which carries something like regret over waste. A sense that discarding something still useful is a small moral failure. That cultural instinct didn't build the zero waste program, but it gave the program somewhere to root. The older women of Kamikatsu, the ones who had lived there the longest and knew their neighbors by name, became the quiet backbone of the whole thing. Not because they were the most ideological about it, but because they were embedded enough in the community to make participation feel natural rather than imposed. And then something unexpected started happening alongside all of this. Young people began moving to Kamikatsu, not many and not enough to reverse the town's demographic decline, but a deliberate trickle of people in their 20s and 30s from Tokyo and Osaka, and places much further away, who chose to come here specifically because of what the town stood for. They run the craft brewery that uses local citrus peel. They work at the Zero Waste Center. They farm and make gelato and manage the thrift shop. The values the town built around waste ended up creating something it hadn't planned for, a reason to come. 2020 arrived and Kamikatsu didn't reach zero. The recycling rate that year was 81%, which is extraordinary by almost any comparison given that Japan's national average sits at 20%. But it wasn't the 100 they had declared in 2003. The remaining 20% turned out to be a specific kind of problem. Not carelessness, not resistance, but products that genuinely cannot be separated or recovered with any technology currently available. Baby diapers, sanitary products, single-use heat packs, silica gel packets sealed inside candy packaging. The town set a new deadline of 2030 and added something to its declaration that hadn't been there before: a focus on manufacturers, not just residents. The argument being that if a product can't be recycled, the problem starts long before it reaches anyone's bin. They also added a fourth R to the familiar 3, not just reduce, reuse, recycle. Responsibility. Whether that idea will truly travel upstream into the factories and supply chains where the products are designed is still unknown. It's a different kind of problem than the one Kamikatsu already solved. What the past 20 years did produce is harder to summarize than a recycling rate, a culture that treats waste as a shared condition rather than a private inconvenience, a building shaped like a question mark that people travel to stay in, a shrinking mountain town that, against all demographic logic, is also a place young people are choosing to move toward. What a town of 1,500 people in the mountains of Japan can teach a world that mostly prefers not to think about its trash is still an open question. And their iconic building is shaped like one, after all.